Steve Shaw is a sales executive with AT&T in Birmingham, Alabama. This is Saturday, though, and Shaw is not meeting with clients. While fans are filtering into the stadium to watch Auburn play host to South Florida, Shaw and his fellow referees are at a nearby hotel where they will spend several hours preparing to officiate the game. That means brushing up on the rules, looking at tape of last week's game, and evaluating the calls they got right and ones they may have missed.
We're just going to have to keep working hard. I imagine the intensity will pick up today.
Shaw played football in high school and went off to college with the idea of becoming a coach.
Nobody grows up wanting to be a referee. You know, you hear kids say, I'd love to be a fireman or a policeman or whatever, but nobody wants to be a referee.
But Shaw began refereeing high school games in 1981 and got hooked. He graduated to the college game, and since 1996, he's been officiating in the intensely competitive Southeastern Conference. This is the big time, where the refs receive a police escort to the stadium, and every game is not a matter of life and death, but almost.
Hello, Coach. The coaches today are under immense pressure. I mean, we all know that, boy, one loss can just, ruin a season, ruin a career at times. And so we recognize the pressure they're under, and what we try to do is be that stabilizing influence on the field.
Shaw admits he feels the pressure too, but says his Christian faith allows him to keep it in perspective.
It's a great thing to know, when you walk out in that stadium, that there's a bigger purpose than just that game that day. That game that day is very important, but there's a broader purpose.
South Florida, well received. Y'all shake hands, let's have a great ball game.
For Shaw, that broader purpose involves demonstrating integrity on the field and off. Especially important, he says, in the wake of former NBA referee Tim Donaghy's admission that he bet on games he officiated.
It was devastating for all officials. Gambling is something that is an absolute taboo for us. We run from it. You can't, gamble on horse racing or something in the off season and then come back and try to work college football.
But Shaw says he also tries to demonstrate integrity simply by being the best official he can be.
What makes you a good official is working proper mechanics, and we spend more time around mechanics. Where are you going to be on a call? How are you going to be in the right position to get it right? Because if you're in the right spot, you'll get it right most of the time.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 76 on the defense, 15 yards from the end of the line, first and 10.
And then the other side of that is the rules study. The rules change every year, and so we spend a lot of time with that every week. I mean, it's like reading your Bible, you read your rule book.
The challenge of keeping all the rules straight and making a split-second decision is compounded by the fact that you've got 90,000 fans screaming their heads off. Plus, you know that a coach on either sideline is probably going to be unhappy with you.
But you won't hear many coaches complain about Shaw. He's refereed 2 national championship games and is regarded as one of the best in the business.
Pass interference, 24.
24.
Incomplete pass.
24, so we're going to go 15 from the previous spot. Pass interference for 24 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
He understands the rules, and he works hard at those rules. And that's what good officials have to do. They have to understand the rules, but they also have to put the common sense to those rules, knowing that it makes the game a lot more fair. Not just the rules, but using the common sense of applying those rules.
Shaw says officials never want to be the ones who decide a game. In fact, he says they try to abide by an unwritten code. If you only think it's a foul, it's not.
94, I'm going to have to get you to tuck in again. We're going to keep you looking good tonight. That's a tough job, isn't it, 95? Keeping 94 looking good.
But every referee has been in a tough situation. For Steve Shaw, that came in this 1999 game between South Carolina and Florida. South Carolina scored late in the first half, but the play was called back because of a penalty.
Shot block on the offense, 15-yard penalty, repeat third down.
Coach Lou Holtz, suffering through a winless first season at South Carolina, came unglued, as they say, and had to be restrained by his assistant coaches.
We always say we're never intimidated, but I would tell you, that was one of the few times that I was really concerned for our physical safety, but that was a tough situation.
But Shaw says he was relieved to discover later the call was right. Fortunately, no controversy on this night. The game was close. South Florida stunning Auburn 26-23 with this touchdown pass in overtime. But in all the jubilation on one side and disappointment on the other, no one noticed the refs. And that's just fine with Steve Shaw.
if nobody knows we're there, nobody even mentions the referees, and we leave the game site, that's our best day. So to be underappreciated or not noticed is our best day, really.
Lee Webb, CBN News, Auburn, Alabama.